Good morning, degenerates, and welcome to another episode of Boring Crypto IO, a place where I read you the boring crypto news every morning, Monday through Friday, just so you don't have to. My name is not important, and I'm your host. Yeah, let's rock and roll. Ripple pulls back from Fortress acquisition 20 days after announcements. I don't know if that's good or bad. I guess we'll try and find out. And onward and upward, Valkyrie will offer exposure to ETH futures as SEC delays spot Bitcoin ETF. Yeah, so ETH is getting into futures. Sweet. And last but not least, along with that narrative, enter the ether. VanEck releases 2 ETF ads ahead of possible Monday launch. They are going at it full force. Hence why we might have gotten a pump with Easter Bunny, ETH, which we'll probably look at, mostly probably look at Bitcoin, but we'll look at ETH and see what it looks like. All right, to the market, guys. Right now, current market cap sitting at 1.08 trillion, up 1.84 from yesterday. Current Bitcoin dominance sitting at 48.9%. ETH dominance 18.7. Gas way down there. 8 Gwei will get you an ETH transaction. Let's go buy some NFTs, right? Fear and greed ticking up slightly. Ticking up slightly now at 42. I think we were at 40 yesterday or 39. I don't remember. Yeah, so that's interesting. Let's see what happens. We're a little bit of a green day. Had a little bit of movement yesterday. It's slightly pulled back, but we'll see if it holds. That's kind of where everything's at right now. We'll see if these movements will hold. If you look right here, this is what we've been doing. So that, I mean, even on the 7-day, that looks like a flag all day long. But we'll see what happens. All right, let's blow through the top 100, see if there's any significant movement. XRP 6.86% on the day. 4.58 for Solana. Chainlink still up 13.82 on the week. 5.21 for Lido DAO. Maker, though, down 5% on the day. 4.61 on the upside for ICP. 6.87 for Arbitrum. 4.2 for Aave. Looking like we're going to have a decent green day. We'll see. Watch, everything will collapse as soon as I get this video done. Rune, 4.17 on the day. 4.75 for INJ. High hopes for those guys. I've got a decent bag of that, and I'm kind of going. Let's go, guys. $5.09 for ApeCoin. 9.35 for Swimmy. Up 8.19 on the week. 6.7 for Compound. Yeah, we've got some decent movers. Nothing too crazy, but I mean, we can't be mad at anywhere from between 5 and 10%. 4.24 for Ape NFT. What in the shit is that? God, I gotta be honest, dude. I'm over the Ape NFT narrative. It's pretty annoying. Pepe making some moves. Up 27.74 for the week. 10.15 for the day. And that's what you got. 1 inch still holding on to that 100 spot. Okay. Bitcoin, 4 hour. Boom. Was playing with some ideas yesterday after we got this run. Went into the 15-minute. Yesterday evening-ish, afternoon-ish. I drew this triangle. Posted that if we break out, could potentially do a rollover, test this downward trend line, which we'll talk about, and rip. It didn't. It broke to the downside, but got a bounce, ran back up. Now we're flirting with this line, which is very interesting. Anyway, yeah. Where was I trying to go with that? I lost my train of thought. No. Anyway. Didn't play out the way I wanted to. Or, I mean, that's a wrong way to say it. Didn't play out the way I had possibly mentioned. It did break to the downside. Not too terribly bad. But let's go back to the 1 hour. So we were messing around down here yesterday. Broke out, instantly retraced, came back to the Satoshi Stacker upward trend line, hit it and bounced, broke through with a 26315, rolled over, retraced that, and bounced hard. But let me show you guys something. Let's go ahead and get rid of this because this is kind of null and void at this point, so it's not distracting you. And we ran all the way up perfectly to the top of this 27310, the purple box, the top, the no man's land, and we got shut down instantly. Now, what is interesting, all right, again, I've left this up here because for some reason we continue to flirt with this line, and it doesn't make sense. Oh, yeah, let's go to 4 hour. I know my lines look absolutely ridiculous, and I apologize. Okay, so what this is, when we had that, and I've said this a lot, when we had that descending wedge coming from here, we had something like this, going on, if I remember correctly. And usually these break to the upside, but we broke to the downside. And I just kept this trend line here just for shits and gigs, okay? Just because I was curious. And we continue to flirt with it. And it's very weird. And I'm not saying it's a real thing that's in play. But every time I'm getting ready to go, I'm going to delete that so it's not distracting people. It's not people's way. We make a run to it, we hit it, and we retrace. We make a run to it, we hit it, and we retrace. We make a run to it, we hit it, and we retrace. And it's not only do we retrace, but we play along, we play around with it. Resistance here. And we're riding it right now. If I go back to the 1 hour, see? I mean, we're flirting with this thing. So I'm going to leave that in there. But again, right now, the big resistance that we have to flip is going to be that 27310 line, the top of the purple box that I've talked about for quite some time. Outside of that, guys, again, nothing new has changed. We're hoping that some bullish sentiment will come through, some bullish news. Anything? No. No. The only thing that people are talking about right now is that I think there's like don't quote me, it was like $600 million worth of futures. They're supposed to be closing this Friday or something like that. Not really a realm that I'm in, but we'll see what happens with that. If that pushes the price, gets us to run. Let's look at Ethereum real quick before we move on to the news. Yeah, Ethereum ripped off of, assuming this is off of the news, of the futures ETF. Run all the way up to basically this 1681. Let's look at on the 4. Just a little above that 1681 and then retraced. Maybe I need to move that a little bit. If I'm looking back here, resistance, resistance, resistance. Yeah, that looks better. That lines up. I'm not sure where I pulled that from originally. I'd have to go back and look. But that lines up. So 1681, let's just call it 1686 now. Yeah, it looks a lot better actually. And we got rejected. Now, what could potentially be happening is if we flip this 1662 level, which we hit first, bounced off, or hit our heads on it, came back down, then broke back out through it. Flip this into support, do like this, bounce again, and continue to move up. It's a potential bullish idea. Keep you guys an eye on that. But outside of that, not too much happening. Every time we think we're going to get... sorry, give me a second. Every time we think we're going to get a big run, it looks like, we're going to break out. We kind of get lackluster. It stops. But for ETH, these are the levels I'm looking at. Potential resistance, 1698, call it 1700, 1720. Hopefully flip this 1662 into support. If we do retrace again, hopefully flip 1621 in support. Strong support at 1566-ish. And again, strong support, we'll bring this down here. Strong support at 1537, things like that. But that is what I'm looking at. Kind of forming around the bottom. This is on a 4 hour, nothing too crazy. When in doubt, pull out. Back out. I'm an idiot. But yeah, guys, that's all I'm looking at. So let's get on the news and get you out of here so you can go enjoy your weekend. Ripple pulls back from Fortress acquisition 20 days after announcement. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse shared the news on X, saying that it will remain an investor for Fortress Trust. Within 20 days of announcing its acquisition of Fortress Trust to allegedly expand its pool of licenses, the United States financial technology firm Ripple is pulling out of the deal. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse made an announcement on X, formerly Twitter, on September 28th, saying that we've since made the decision not to move forward with an outright acquisition. Although Ripple remain a shareholder in Fortress Trust, parent company Fortress Blockchain Technologies, Ripple first announced the acquisition on September 8th. Surprising even company insiders with the news. Cointelegraph has learned that at the time, Ripple revealed plans to mess with my mic too much. Plans to invest in other Fortress Group companies, including affiliated firm Fortress Play. A few days later, Fortress Trust acknowledged that the acquisition was rushed by a security incident involving a third-party analytics vendor. In an interview with Fortress CEO Scott Purcell said the company lost $12 million to $15 million in the attack. A majority of the funds were Bitcoin, along with small amounts of USDC and Tether. Ripple, an investor in Fortress since its seed round in 2022, had to step in to make customers whole. A few weeks ago, we signed a letter of intent to acquire Fortress Trust. We've since made a decision not to move forward with an outright acquisition, though Ripple will remain an investor in Fortress IO. In comments to Cointelegraph, Purcell said the merger's cancellation is not a big deal. According to him, the change in plans is unrelated to the security incident. They are an investor in Fortress and a great partner. Nothing changes there, he noted. Cointelegraph reached out to Ripple, but the company declined to comment beyond its CEO's post. As Ripple continues its high-profile legal battle with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, a deal failure could benefit other companies linked to Fortress. Swan Bitcoin, for example, is working on a joint venture with BitGo to create a Bitcoin-only trust company in the U.S., which is pending regulatory approval. Fortress Trust provides custody for records for Swan. As the deal collapsed, Swan will no longer be involved in Ripple's business in the country. Moving on to the fun stuff, the juicy stuff, the slightly bullish stuff that hopefully will pump our bags, right? Valkyrie will offer exposure to ETH through futures as SEC delays spot Bitcoin ETF. Some analysts have speculated the SEC will announce decisions or delays on crypto exchange traded funds before September 30th, which it did. It delayed BlackRock and Valkyrie and VanEck, if I remember correctly. Traded funds on September 30th in anticipation for the U.S. government shutdown. Asset management firm Valkyrie will be offering exposure to ETH futures in the United States investors through its existing Bitcoin strategy exchange traded fund, or ETF. A Valkyrie spokesperson told Cointelegraph on September 28th that its firm's Bitcoin strategy ETF will allow investors to access to ETH and BTC futures under one wrapper, making it one of the first to do so amid several pending applications with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Starting on October 3rd, the fund's name will be updated to the Valkyrie Bitcoin and Ether Strategy ETF. At the time of publication, the SEC has not published a proposed rule change allowing listing a new ETH futures ETF on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange. However, the commission released an order regarding additional analysis or the listing of the Valkyrie Bitcoin Fund, Spot Bitcoin ETF. These acronyms, man, it's confusing as shit. Valkyrie filed an application with the SEC on August 16th for a fund not offering a direct investment to Ether, but through ETF futures contracts. The firm also offers a Bitcoin miners ETF tracking securities of companies that derive their revenue of profits from crypto mining, and was also one of the first companies in the US to launch an ETF tied to BTC futures in 2021. Bloomberg intelligence analyst James S., Mr. S., had speculated that ETH futures ETFs would begin trading in the first week of October, partly in response to potential U.S. government shutdown, should members of Congress be unable to vote on a bill funding the government into the next fiscal year, with enough time for U.S. President Joe Biden to sign into law by September 30th. The SEC and many other federal agencies will be reduced to a skeleton crew. Guys, this is nothing new. We've been through this before. It's not that big of a deal. It's all a charade. To date, the SEC has not approved any spot crypto ETF for trading in the United States, but many experts have suggested that positions could change following Grayscale Investment winning a review of its spot Bitcoin ETF in court. Valkyrie, along with several other firms, including BlackRock, have applications pending, which just got pushed back for spot crypto ETFs. Yeah. All right, last but not least, guys, more on this. Enter the Ether. VanEck releases 2 ETF ads ahead of possible Monday launch. Once Ether futures ETF and spot Bitcoin ETF applications get approved, there will be a marketing war like we've never seen, says Bloomberg. Yeah. Sorry, I was reading something else. I got distracted. Investment manager VanEck has fired up the marketing engine for its upcoming ETH futures exchange traded fund, which some analysts expect could be launched as early as October 2nd. On September 28th, VanEck released 2 entered the Ether-themed TV commercials, revealing that Ethereum strategy ETF, tickered EFUT, EFUT, is coming soon. The commercials came on the same day VanEck published a press statement about its upcoming EFUT, stating it will be listed on the Chicago Board Options Exchange and be managed by Greg Krenzer, head of the active trading at VanEck. Bloomberg ETF analysts Eric Balkunas and James S. believe the TV ads could hint that Ether futures ETFs are happening sooner than expected. Mr. S expects VanEck's new ETF to launch on Monday, despite a September 29th document stating it won't take effect for another 60 days. Our understanding is that the SEC is accelerating approvals for these things, he said. The first VanEck's Enter the Ether advertisement is a rather short and quirky 15-second video featuring 5 actors looking at the camera with a deadpan expression and strange alien-sounding music in the background. Ethereum now is an ETF form, coming soon, says an actor. Oh, and hodl or fork off, says another actor. This is so weird. Says another actor before the Enter the Ether message appears and the ad ends. What? Awkward. The second ad appears more straightforward with a 30-second spot suggesting that a shift is coming soon and that Ethereum's gravitational pull will draw everyone in. Balkunas expects more marketing efforts from ETF issuers as ETFs get approved, particularly when spot Bitcoin ETFs get the green light, which we all know is coming. It's just a matter of when. It will be a marketing war like we've never seen, since they all do the same thing and launch on the same day. Unprecedented. Kick off the bull run, maybe? I don't know. You let me know. Comments down below. Meanwhile, financial services firm Valkyrie told Cointelegraph that it will also soon be offering exposure to Ether through its existing Bitcoin strategy ETF, making it one of the first firms to do so amid several pending applications with the United States SEC. On September 28th, Mr. S said in an X post that it was looking like the SEC is going to let a bunch of Ethereum futures ETFs go next week, potentially, spurred by a potentially imminent U.S. government shutdown. There are 15 ETH future ETFs from 9 issuers vying to launch. You can bet on what the price is going to do, but you can't buy the underlying asset because that's a big no-no. Because the SEC don't want it, but they'll let you bet on it. So stupid. All right, guys, let me know what you think. Comments down below. Is this bullish? Is this bearish? Do you care? I'm just digging for stuff that might potentially be interesting news. There's not a lot out right now. Outside of that, guys, please, by all means, if you want to get stuff as it's breaking, if I catch wind of it, this is where I'll be posting it on X at BoringCryptoIO. Please go ahead and give me a follow. And Bitcoin one last time. Sweet. See, we'll break above it and then we'll retrace and then we'll beat our heads on it. It's so weird. Yeah, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Watch this trend line, guys. We're just going to extend it all the way down to the 26.3. There you go. Okay. All right, guys. That's all I've got for you this Friday morning. If you do enjoy the content I provide for you here every morning, unless I'm sick or hurt or whatever, on BoringCryptoIO, please, by all means, subscribe to the channel, guys. Please turn on the bell for notifications so you do know when I do post videos. You can get them ASAP. Please watch the videos and share the videos and the channel on all your social channels. And above all, if you're going to do anything to help spread adoption of crypto and help spread adoption of this channel, please like the videos. Like all of them. There's 181 of them. Right now, as soon as I post this, there will be 182. Take 5 to 10 minutes. I'll love you for it, more than I already do. But outside of that, guys, I'll see you bright and early Monday morning. I am out of